I want to read several quotes from Bion's well-known article called Notes on Memory and Desire, and through them talk more about K, O, and intuition. Bion writes, "Psychoanalytic observation is concerned neither with what has happened nor with what is going to happen, but with what is happening. Every session attended by the psychoanalyst must have no history and no future. What is known about the patient is of no further consequence. It is either false or irrelevant. If it is known by the patient and the analyst, it is obsolete. The only point of importance in any session is the unknown. Nothing must be allowed to distract from intuiting that." Bion writes about intuition regarding the unknown, regarding O. Bion tries to convey a mental state equivalent to what in the world of Zen is called the beginner's mind. In this state of mind, one aspires to be in touch with reality from moment to moment, with the mind of a beginner, not with the mind of a sage or a specialist. Being in contact with reality and studying at the same time. Dr. Thomas Ogden, another psychoanalyst who develops Bion ideas, writes that the therapists should learn from experience or learn in factum. They should try to be in actual contact with the ever-changing flow of experience and learn from that flowing experience at the same time. Bion would like his readers to aspire to a personal act of understanding. The emphasis is on personal. It doesn't matter what Bion understood or what someone else understood. It is a phrase identical to a concept created by Buddha, a personal act of understanding. Buddha urged his followers not to rely on his experience and teachings, but instead to base their understanding on their personal experiences and their own mind. We return to Bion's article. Here, Bion comes to two beautiful phrases that I think are at the center of his article. Bion writes, "In any session, evolution takes place. Out of the darkness and formlessness, something evolves." I repeat this. In any session, evolution takes place. Out of the darkness and formlessness, something evolves. I want to dwell on the concept of evolution. First of all, evolution is development or generation. Each session is generated and each session develops. This development is neither linear nor predictable. The texture of a therapeutic session is not like that. If you go with your intuition and stick to the unknown, the session evolves. Evolution implies a certain collection of quantum leaps, like shocks. It can only be understood in retrospect. Oh yes, this was the line of the session. In the moment of the present, when you are in the session and you are attached to the unknown, there is no line that directs you. There is no linear logic. There is only a collection of quantum shocks that inflate the understanding of the session. The theme of evolution, which begins from darkness and formlessness, like an amorphous mist, primary mist or chaos, is central. It is like Bion's genesis. From Bion's point of view, even if we forget everything else, this is the genesis for any session. No matter how learned you are, how much you studied, how much you know, how much experience you have, or how much you have already worked with the patient, in each moment of the session, you start from the haze and the amorphousness, and you allow, with the help of your intuition, something to be generated. In the language of O and K, we would say that there is a certain fidelity and intuition to O that exists in the room. O is impossible to know because it is pre-formulated, but there may be a certain intuition regarding it. From sticking to a certain intuition, O begins to take form and consolidate until it reaches a place, according to Bion, that touches the K plane. That is, it begins to have representations. One can start to feel all sorts of things about it. Memories, associations, assumptions, or bodily sensations can arise. All kinds of things start to happen if you allow them to grow and swell from the O to the K plane until suddenly something is understood. It is like a shock of understanding. Suddenly you understand something. Bion calls that moment of clarity the selected fact. If you supported this evolution and took it all the way from formlessness to form, you arrive at the selected fact. What you have formulated has the ability to illuminate all the things that have occurred in the session up to that moment. Suddenly, everything that had happened up to now has a meaning. As I said, this course is not simply about knowledge, but it tries to transmit something related to not knowing. What matters is not implanting knowledge, but the experience of fostering the ability to be in touch with the unknown and accompany processes from formlessness to form. It intends to foster our intuition.